Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is JW and welcome to my first video on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing the Karst Mire bogged down challenge. We're going to be doing tutorials for all the challenges. As you can see, I have gold in all of them. It's going to be a relatively easy walkthrough, hopefully, but we'll see how things go. Actually, inadvertently, I beat my own personal best with Karst Mire. So when I first did it on easy mode, I did 1 hour and 12, and I actually inadvertently beat it. You might as well do it on easy. You get the same rewards whether you do it on easy, medium or hard. You just get more time with easy, so you might as well just make life easy for yourself. Let's get stuck in. Hate this map. Absolutely hate this map. You would not build a zoo on Karst Mire. You just wouldn't. It's abysmal. Nature reserve? Yeah, absolutely. You'd probably build a nature reserve, but not a zoo. Definitely not a zoo. So we're just loading into the map here, and you can see it's mostly water, which is an issue. Yeah, I think it was about 58, 59 minutes I did it in for this, so it's a pretty good time, I think. Right, so let's look at what we've got to do. Build a riverboat, transport ride, 600 meters, 10 different habitat species with 85% welfare, 4 different exhibit species in the zoo. That's fairly straightforward. Achieve an overall zoo rating of 3 out of 5, 1,300 guests, and a yearly profit with no loans. But we are going to take loans, just as a forewarning. Delete the path first of all. We don't want the raised paths, we want a flat path. It's much easier to work with. And I like to build as close to the boundary as possible to give the animals as much space as possible. Even though, realistically, with challenge mode, or the timed scenarios rather, it's more a case of practicality over prettiness. You know, what's easiest to maintain, what's easiest to build. So, first things first, we're going to move this tree and this bracken, and we're going to put in our facilities. So we're going to need water filtration, we're going to need power, and then we're going to need a vet, a trade centre, a keeper station, and a staff room. That is all you're going to need. The mechanic and the veterinary research is already done in this map, so you don't need to bother about that. I do have a bit of trouble with the path here though. I could have probably shaved a bit more time off, but it's fine. You know, as long as you get gold, you unlock the gold, silver and bronze flamingo statue in this one. So we are on about 2 times speed. Considering this is my first time doing a video of challenge mode. I'm going to put our exhibits down now. Probably could have done with speeding it up to 3, maybe 4 times speed, but I think for a first video, it's not too bad. Hated this exhibit, it would not line up at all, so I just ended up plopping it here. My OCD kicks in and I try and get it lined up. You really don't want to play this mode if you have OCD, but just connecting it up, giving the staff access where possible, and I believe next we are going to put down the first of our facilities. You're going to need a food stall, a drink stall, toilets, ATMs and recycling bins, but we are running out of money. So we're going to take a loan. We take 20,000 and set the repayment to 10,000. So then toilets, and then ATMs and recycling bins. Again, another reason why I like building towards the edge of the map. Then you can put all your bins on the outside. So habitats then. We're going to build a massive habitat here. And we're going to split it into 3. So we have one habitat will hold 3 species, the second habitat will hold 1 species, and the third habitat will hold 1 species. Fence off that little bit of water at the back there. The water filtration doesn't reach it, and the animals will become diseased and cost you more money for veterinary treatment all the time. So yeah, here we go. I'm just splitting it into 3 now. Quite good sized habitats. Make the first one probably the biggest, because it's going to hold 3 species. And then I'm just giving the animals a little bit of privacy from each other. And then I do put climb proofing on. I don't actually use any animals in these habitats that can climb. But you know, it doesn't cost any extra, so it's no big deal. Make sure you have staff access. Going to build a second habitat now down here. This one's a bit of a conundrum. So the size of it, you could actually split it into 2 habitats if you wanted. I keep it as 1. I don't know what other animal you would put in there, but yeah, it's big enough to be split into 2. But I keep it as 1. And again, make sure you've got your staff access for all of your habitats. Just going to extend the path here. So we're going to need another learn, I think, soon. So your exhibit animals, you're going to want to go for as young and as highly rated as possible, so that they last longer and bring you more money and more guests. Try and get male and female if you can, because as they breed you can sell them or release them to the wild, thus further funding your zoological expeditions. Yeah, always try to use conservation credits where you can, just because obviously we are using learns, but you are going to have to dip into your money. Part of the challenge mode, I suppose. So obviously you pop your animals in and you make sure that they are enriched and in the right humidity and temperature. And you can see we've just got our first one ticked off already. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Again, my OCD kicks in. You can just leave this and save yourself probably 30 seconds-ish, considering this is sped up twice. And we have our first guests in the zoo. So with the enrichment, you don't have to put all of it in. I do, because I like my animals to be completely enriched. But you don't have to, is the point. Donation bins, of course, important, and education. Educated guests will spend more money. And more money means more animals. And paying that loan off sooner. Hire your staff. Right, so you're going to need 4 keepers, 2 mechanics, 2 cleaners, 2 security, 2 vets, and 2 vendors. You're not going to need any educators. So that's, and then 5,000 learn. We're going to buy our first animals. So, African buffalo, common warthog, and greater flamingo are probably the best options to start with. That's certainly what I go for anyway. Trying to find some animals with decent stats. Then saltwater croc for the second habitat. I do remember putting them in the end habitat. Yeah, they don't have enough room in that end habitat, so I moved them into the one next door. Running out of money, so 50,000 learn, I think. Next. Nope, is that a bit later on? Might be a little bit later on. We do take the 50,000 learn. So hard shelter and enrichment. Of course, I am running low on the dollar. You can have a quarantine if you want. I don't bother with this, just because all the research is done. Yeah, moving the crocodiles into the habitat next door. Tickets are underpriced. Right. I like to adjust tickets in adjustments of 2. So if it was, like I said, it's $6 there, then I go up to 8, then I go up to 10, then I go up to 12. Sometimes I will skip an increment, so I might go 8 to 12 to 16, like that. And then if the guests tell you it's overpriced, you can come down and do it that way. So set the 5,000 to 10,000, take the 50,000, pay off the other 2 loans, and you are left with a decent amount of money. So I paused the game and put the food and enrichment down. We're also on 3 times speed in the game. I think it's 3 times speed. Well, it's the 3 arrows anyway, you can see in the bottom right hand corner. So lots of enrichment for lots of animals. Again, practicality over prettiness. It's not a pretty habitat at all, but it works. So it is what it is. They're all fine. Gonna give them a bit of privacy at some point. Education boards, very important. Connect this habitat up. Apologies if you can hear a little bit of DIY in the background, some hammering and drilling and such. So I've set the £50,000 to maximum repayment, and I've taken out a $5,000 marketing campaign. Aldabra tortoises, I do make a mistake here. So Aldabra tortoises are going to go in this habitat with no water. I end up getting 3 Aldabra tortoises, I think, and you can only have 2 males living together. So I've got 2 at the minute, and then a higher rated one comes along and I get that. But you can't have 3 males living together, so some of them have to go and I get robbed. I do overkill with the enrichment. You don't have to put as much in as I do. So again, you could save yourself a little bit of money there if you really wanted to. Setting the education to Aldabra. Many guests think tickets are underpriced, so again, up to. Put the exhibit education in. Now, for some bizarre reason, it wasn't playing ball here, so it wouldn't align to the ground. So I had to then do this. The Goliath Frog, and the Lesser Antillean Iguana, and the Giant Tiger Land Snail, and the Eastern Brown Snake. So here we go, this is where I start to give them a bit of privacy. They're a bit stressed. But of course I've run out of money again. So I do sell some of my tiger snails. Keeping the higher rated of them. So something I think I forgot to do in this playthrough that I did in the last one was add the recreation bonus to the staff room. It just helps the staff recover their energy quicker, makes them a bit more efficient. Now we just have to kind of wait until the loans are paid off, unfortunately, before we do anything else, and then the pace increases significantly. So here we go, this is where I get the higher rated Aldabra Tortoise, and I do buy some tapir as well. And that's it. Yeah, you can only have 2 male Aldabras, and I've got 3. So I sell the lower rated one and only get $387 for it. So the tapirs end up going in here, this end habitat, but I can't put them in yet because I've got no money. Just checking out some of the VIP guests. Loans paid off, and you will see that we are going to start making a profit, which is good. Not a lot to do here really, apart from wait for the loan to be paid off. We are now in a profit, which is good. You can see me here just trying to finagle things into the tapir enclosure. Normally I wouldn't put a tapir in this enclosure, it's far too small. But again, practicality, unfortunately. Do expand it though, so there is that. obviously we need to do food and shelter and stuff like that. I know the food's already in, sorry, we need to do shelter. I'll just pop this tree in at the back. And again with that one. So we've got a yearly profit now. So there's 2 ticked off. People are already loving our tapir. Got a damaged education board there. Get a female, 2 female aldabras, move them in. And get our other male and sell for pittance. So grizzly bear next, and we go for Right, the grizzly bear. And we're going to make his habitat right now. Again, fencing off this water bit at the back. Now, I do have to go for a raised path here. But it works out fine, in all honesty. Move right into his house. So we are going to need another water treatment and another power. So I go for a wind turbine. Because that water filtration now covers this back bit of water, we can move that in. Sorry, we can move that out, that fence, and give the grizzly a bit more room. Could have also given the tapir some more room, but I didn't. Just wanted to get this challenge done with. Show you all how you can get the gold flamingo statue. Of course, by getting gold, you also unlock silver and bronze. Now what's useful about having the grizzly bear here is we do need some trees moving for the next habitat. So all I do is just plonk them in. Yeah, change that to brick so the bear can't climb out. Give it a bit of shelter. Tickets are underpriced. Accidentally set it to 100 there. Education, of course. Donation bins, of course. Recycling bins, of course. Yeah, I'll definitely increase the speed next time, guys. So we need 3 more species. So we've got our zoo rating now of 3 out of 5. That's because I did the marketing. The next up is the African wild dog, or the African hunting dog, or the painted dog, or the painted wolf, or the African painted wolf, or whatever you want to call it. That's next. I do have some escaping issues with them. Not entirely sure why, but quickly rectified. Bit of trouble with the path here. Just move that. African wild dog. And cheetah. Cheetahs are too expensive at the moment, so I do decide to go for the African hunting dog. Send them in. And they're in for all of like 10 seconds and then they escape. Put the enrichment down. Again, I do go overboard with the enrichment. You don't have to. Alright, maybe it was a bit longer than 10 seconds before the hunting dogs escape. But escape they do. Again, education, donation. Here we go, dangerous animals escaped. So I've got to spend 2,000 to recapture them. So I then put anti-climb. And then they still escape. So I then end up raising the vents. Oh yeah, the DIY in the background. There are 2 houses getting renovated nearby, so there's a lot of noise, unfortunately. But to be fair, you can't really hear it. It's only the occasional clang and bang. So now I am putting in the cheetah enclosure, which will give us our 9th animal species. Just checking out what room I've got. So here I'm just waiting for this buffalo to mature. And then I send it out. Excuse me. Release it for conservation credits so we can afford the cheetah. So here we go. I move all these trees into the grizzly habitat. And it's a very happy bear. I'm just a happy bear. I'm just a happy bear. So I tried creating like a roundabout thing here, but it wouldn't have it, so I just went with that instead. I do buy another African wild dog and send that in. Cheetahs, go for this female here, bring her in. The usual. Enrichment, food, shelter, donation, education. So now we're putting the boat ride in, and I will be completely honest, it's an absolute pain in the arse. It has to be 600 meters long. So basically what I do is just run it around the entire park. Anywhere there's water, the rail goes down. So this is on 3 times speed in the game, and 2 times speed in the playback, and still it's pretty damn slow. It's such a finicky process. I do bring the boat by the African wild dogs though. Not that anybody gets to use the boat ride, of course, because we finished that before we finish the challenge before the ride gets to launch, so good times. So I have got a tapir what's about to mature, but I've also paused the game while I build this monstrosity. Place your entrance, place your exit, connect your entrance. So we've got 33 minutes left. Built the riverboat. Tickets are underpriced, so we increase them again. So I go from 12 to 16, so I skipped an increment. That's on renew, so we get our rating. And when this tapir matures, we are going to release it for conservation credits. And then we're going to get our final animal in, which is the red-ruffed lemur. We've just got something else ticked off there as well. I don't know what that was. So the red-ruffed lemur. That goes in. Connect it all up. Entrance. Put the red-ruffed lemurs in. And then we just need 1,300 guests, and just as I'm putting down the enrichment for the red-ruffed lemurs, we finished the challenge. There we go, gold star. Completed it in 59 minutes and 54 seconds on easy, total zoo cash. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope it helped. I would appreciate your feedback in the comments below. The next one will be sped up more, so there's less pause and more talking and more happening. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye for now.